right, so we're gonna tie something I call 5 Shades of Grey, actually, and sounds like a bad movie, but it's not. It's just it turned out to be the materials were made in 5 Shades of Grey. So this is a dryfly. I'm gonna use Ahrex 507. And it's size 18 for this one. You can make it smaller, but I think 18 is good for this one. So I'm using a Veevus thread 14-0. That's the size of it. And I'm going to start with that and tie the thread in just behind the hook eye. Make 4 or 5 wraps like that. Cut off the excess. And this is where I'm going to put the wing in. So this is going to be up wing since it's a real dry. And I think you could probably measure. It's about a third or slightly less than a third of the whole hook shank is where I'm going to put the wing. As wing, I'm going to use Aero dry wing. I like this one because it's splittable, as you can see. So it's actually splittable in 4. I'm going to take out a piece of a 1/4. This is small fly, so it's not going to be a big wing. Like that. Or, yeah, that will be fine. So, this is why I tie this one in. I'll just put the material on top of the hook shank, take a loose wrap or 2 like that. Now I'm going to do everything on this fly. I'm going to do it around the hook shank, around the wing when it comes to this. So I'm going to secure this one just by taking my thread behind and in front. That means these 2 pieces are going to stand up like that. Now this takes a firm hand, wrapping the thread around the wing like this. It's more like you put the pressure on where you have the fingers on the wing, and you slightly let go when you go around the other way. About a millimeter and a half up, and then you go down and you let your thread hang like that. So that's a wing. I usually shake it out, let it straight up. So here's a little tip for you. What I always do when I tie small dries and an upright wing like that, I'm using super glue, Loctite. This one, I'm taking a piece of that and I'm putting that on the post here in front, just a little on the side like that, like so. Now this is gonna make that post rock hard. Makes it easier for you to wrap things around. We're gonna wrap the hackle around that one at the end, so we'll have a look at that one. Looks good. So while they're drying, I'm gonna put the tail on. I'm cutting this one down. It's a little bit easier to work with if we do it like that. So the tail, I use micro Fibetts. I think these are really great. They're durable. They look good. I'm not going to be like picking the exact amount here. I'm going to take like 4 or 5 fibers and put them together on this fly. Cutting them off. Now here's another thing I do all the time. I stack my tail fibers in my deer hair stacker. Makes them even. And oh, I got a deer hair stuck in here as well. That's not good. I get that one out. Okay, we made good there. So let's see. So something like that. I always measure this one on the hook shank, and I do them about the size or the length of the shank. So it's gonna be something at the most, I should say, maybe a little bit less than the shank. When I got the length I want, I'm going to put the tail down like this, the Fibetts, and I'm going to make a loose wrap. And when I got that loose wrap made, I'm going to, with this hand, with my left hand, I'm trying to hold the Fibetts on top of the hook, because I don't want them to slip over to any side. So I try to hold them while I wrap this one down. Long body, like so. There you go. So then I'm gonna go in with my scissors here and cut the excess off. So we got a couple of tail fibers and we got a wing. I can make one more wrap like so. Okay. Now the third material is now we're going to do the body. I'm going to just let my thread hang there. I'm going to use a turkey biot. These are pretty wide, you know, so it's not that easy to put them on a small fly, but if you're careful with this one, it's going to be good. And as always, with tiny small flies, do not use a lot of wraps, unnecessary wraps, like an extra here and extra there, one for safety here and one for safety there. You don't need that, okay? And it's going to look like shit if you put too many secure wraps on it. So this biot. Now, to make this one tight on this one, I want the side on this biot is going to stand up. You know, it makes a great segmentation. So what you want to do, you got to think, how do I wrap this one? If you look at it, there's one side that you can see through. It's almost like transparent. You want that one all the time towards your wing when you wrap it from the end towards the wing. Otherwise, it's going to be looking bad, I'd say that. So the thin end towards the fly. And we're going to turn this one so that we can wrap the, let's see, I'm going to, like that. I'm going to take the transparent side down, pointing down. I'm going to tie that one in, like so. Now, when I go back, I almost touched the vise. I can't do that. I told me, like so. I'm going to wrap towards the wing, and then I'm going to go back. I'm going to try to make a little taper here, just a little bit, to make this little tiny body looks a little bit more musculous, so to speak. So I'm going to hang my thread towards the post there. So now I'm going to start wrapping this biot using my fingers to keep it in place. So you're not going to see it all the time what I do. I hope you can understand. So I'm going to try to wrap away from me. Yeah, I'm just holding it with my left hand, so I'm going to let go now. So you're going to see how the segmentation comes out here. I try to get those as close to each other as possible. And still, I want to try to make it look good, okay? There's not a lot of room on a small fly for this. I remake that one. That's gonna look good. So be careful. And I always says, if you're thinking, nah, it'll do, it won't. So if you're thinking, you get the things or you get the thoughts that it will do, redo it. Unwrap it and redo it, because it won't do, okay? Now I'm getting very close to the end, to the point where I can't wrap this biot anymore. So I'm actually going to tie it off here and like so. I'll take that one off. Okay. So as you see, there's a flat space here with that segmentation. I'm going to use that for the body. The body is going to be pretty long here. So, but before I do the body, that's the last thing I will do. Almost, I'm going to apply my hackle. So I want my thread to be on the post like that, because I'm going to use a post and tie the hackle to the post. Now the way I do it, you know, all the hackles are like bowl shaped. I want to keep the bowl shape in towards my wing post. So done that one, and then wrapping it around the post again, working my ways upwards and then down again. And just one or two. Oh, so now I move that vise again, which I'm not supposed to do. I hope that's good. So I'm just checking this one if it wraps okay. It'll wrap okay. All right. So I will let that one hang there. Now it's time to put on the makeup. I almost said it's time to put on the dubbing for the body. Just checking everything. So I'm going to use Superfine Adams Gray. It's not an Adams, but the color is great. Now this is a great dubbing. Now we have a tendency of always using too much dubbing. So a small tip here is like, you take the dubbing you think you need, take away half of it, and you're going to end up with a shitload too much. Okay, you know, you heard that one before. I know you have. So as you can see, I take very, very sparsely with the dubbing here. Very, very. It's easier to apply more dubbing than taking dubbing off, as you know. I think we all went through that. You see, there's not a lot of dubbing on this thread. It's more like making the thread hairy than applying dubbing. See, I still got a lot left. So I'm gonna see how we did, if we need more, or if this is going to be okay. I want to take this one slowly back about that point where those nice segmentation wraps ended. And forward. See, I think we're going to be good here. I think that'll be okay. So that's all we needed when it comes to dubbing. Now, here's another cruise spot. Now we're gonna wrap the hackle around the wing post. And now starting from the top, going a little bit downwards. And as you can see here, I can really use that post wrapping the hackle around because I glued it. That's a good idea. Now I'm holding this one, taking my thread above the hook eye, and I go down on the other side, up, down. I'm going to do this no more than 3 or 2 wraps. Then I can let go of that one. I'm going to finish this one off in the same way. I go down, up, down, up, and there we go, like so. I'm going to cut my thread here. I'm going to cut that hackle like so. And I'm going to cut that one like that. There you go. That's a 5 shades of gray. A dry or fast water.